what are the chances of Kevin Lighty having pizza today? Or
Man, I tell you, I walk in here and go, oh, we got pizza. Now I know why I'm doing this segment today.
Or maybe, what are the chances of snow in the next few days?
I'd rather talk pizza.
Well, you know, you stick around and we may share a little bit, but it's time for Ask Your Meteorologist.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are trying to get those votes in for a snowblower.
They want a snowblower, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So again, our contest is actually for choosing the first 3-inch snow in Champaign or in Springfield.
So, okay, can we talk about that just really quickly before we talk about the forecast? If I hear your forecast and I say, oh, he says it's going to snow, can I get my vote in now? Or is there kind of like, oh, you cheated?
I'm almost positive there's like a 48 or 72 hour, like you have to do it like at least 2 or 3 days in advance, which actually is not like, you know, a horrible, like that's a good amount of time to, because we usually know a few days ahead of time. So I'll say this, if you're going to do the guess,
get on it right now.
It might be too late, but if you did, I'm leaning more towards Springfield getting that 3-inch snow over Champaign.
Ooh, wink, wink. Okay, so let's talk forecast.
You're not even eligible. You're an employee of the state,
right? Okay, can I just tell you, first of all, Saturday with that ice, that was no joke.
It wasn't.
I was like white knuckling it all the way home because I was just scared.
That event, and I talked about it, and ironically, I was on ice for my Kevin's Weather on the Road Friday night.
I saw
ice skating, and it was, you know, trying to, you know, kind of help put things together. Hey, it's going to be icy. But there was not a lot of ice. I mean, there was like that much ice.
It doesn't take a lot, does it?
Doesn't take a lot. But what happens is in those minor events, people have the mindset, it's not that bad. It's not. It just takes that much, and the next thing you know, you're sliding around and you're in the ditch. A lot of accidents out there with that. So it's a lot of times those minor events. It's not the big advertised, hey, we're gonna have a big old, because what happens is people stay home. They don't go out, and so then
they get mad if it doesn't happen.
Well, then that happens as well.
Well, what's going to happen this week? Okay,
let's talk about it a little bit here. I've got some.
Oh my gosh, I love how you are.
Here we go. We pulled up Kevin's snow meter. This is always fun. So
it's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
I did not take that photo.
Okay.
So Kevin's snow meter here. So we've got not a big deal, tricky travel, buy a shovel, stock up on the bread and milk, or buy a snowblower.
Do I get to guess where you're going to put the
where are we going to be at here on the...
I'm going to say we're going to be between tricky travel and buy a shovel.
Ooh, look at that. You're like right on it.
Oh my word.
So we're right there in between there on this system coming in here. So now some of you, like I'm going to say Champagne's more on the tricky travel, where buy a shovel could be a little bit more closer to Springfield. And kind of here's why. So here's our impact graphic here. We got the little colors. We like the colors here. As you work your way kind of a little bit more to the west, closer to Springfield, Jacksonville, maybe some higher impacts, but notice those impacts are lower as you work your way towards kind of Champaign here. And you'll see here on the future track why that's the case. You're going to see snow coming in late Friday night and into on Saturday. And notice how you don't get a whole lot towards Champaign. And, you know, this model's still a few days out, so it's not going to be like exact, but we look at the trends of this. And it's trending that heavier stuff is a little bit closer to I-55 and kind of the Springfield area there. And when we kind of look at, this is raw data. I don't want you to take this as the Bible and gospel here. This is just kind of a possibility. But we look at the trends of this. So notice how those amounts are lighter to the north and east, and they're heavier to the south and west. Now, we're not going to slam dunk this as the official forecast yet, but we look at these models that spit out these numbers here. Our job is then to eventually go in and kind of look at all the data and then make the forecast. But that just kind of gives you an idea of kind of how that may play out.
We haven't had snow, and it seems like forever.
We have not. We've not actually had an accumulating snowfall in Champaign, which is kind of wild here. We've had, like, you know, a dusting, you know, 1/10 or 2/10 of an inch. Here's a new graphic we got here. It's the snow making conditions, because you know you want to know, because snows are different.
Snowball?
Is it going to be snowball weather? Is it going to be so? This one is going to actually lean a little bit more towards the fluffier kind of side of things. So, well, yes, you might be able to make a snowball. It'll be a little tougher than it would be if it was a very wet and kind of you know, moist kind of snow.
This will be the kind you could like just blow off with your
hopefully
leaf blower.
Yeah, the leaf blower, which I've done. I don't have a snow blower. I've got a leaf blower, and I'm going to tell you, it works great.
Does the trick in a pinch?
It does the trick in a pinch.
There you go.
Exactly. So we'll see here. But yeah, we've not had a big snowfall yet. Again, Springfield leaning towards you, maybe having a little bit heavier. We'll talk more about that in the newscast coming up here tonight.
All right. So any hints on where you're going Friday? Have you got it figured out yet?
I'm not able to divulge that information.
Oh, not even for a piece of pizza?
Well,
I'm kidding you. I'm kidding. All right.
I may potentially be on vacation.
Oh, okay. We see how you are. All right. Well, if you want to ask a question of Kevin, like maybe where he's going on vacation, there's a look at all the different ways you can connect with him. It's either him or Jack, so you never know who we're going to get.
You never know. Listen, we're a team, baby.
But
we're a team.
that's right. We'll take both of you. And we will have all of this on Facebook. How about that?